Alleged man.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name's Alleged Man, and this is Baldur's Gate 3, specifically the Baldur's Gate 3 character creation screen. Now, in the near future, I am going to be streaming this game with my cousins uh, on my Twitch channel, which is located on top of the channel, or on top of the video, I should say, right there, twitch.tv/allegedman. Now, what I'm going to show you is mostly all of character creation and, all the ins and outs and how character creation works in Baldur's Gate 3. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 is based off the tabletop role-playing game Dungeons and Dragons. That's right. This game. The big game where nerds are made. So yeah, specifically, uh, Baldur's Gate 3 is based off the Dungeons and Dragons rule set of 5th edition. Specifically, the 5th edition handbook, which is right here. That is the book on the left. That is the player's handbook. In the middle, we have the Dungeon Master's Guide, and on the right, we have the 5th edition Monster Manual. Now, these are the three main source books that you can get through any stores, through any online store, brick and mortar stores, all that good stuff. So, yes, on with character creation. What we're gonna do? Oh wait, sorry. There we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and go through everything with the game. So what we're going to start off with is in the game, you have origin story characters, or you can create your own custom character. Which in my playthrough, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my own custom character. I'm going to create a dwarf paladin. He's one of my original D&D characters that I've had since 3.5 edition. So we're gonna create him, but we're gonna go over some things here first. So up on the left here, you have all your tabs to create your character, or to to go through the origin, your race, subrace, your spells, and your class, and your background, and your ability points. But we're not going to get to those yet. We're going to go through the story origin characters first. Now, you can pick any one of these, and you can go with that character. And these subsequent origin characters are also your companions as well. So, one of the first companions you meet is Lysel. Now, I've only played through the tutorial portion of the game, which is you get to the Nautiloid ship, and then you start off on the Nautiloid ship, and then you go to then you get through that, and you end up on a beach. So that's as far as I've gotten. I did that all in early access, and yeah. So this is the first character you meet. This is the Githyanki human fighter. Now, in the player's handbook, Githyanki are not in the player's handbook in 5th edition. They are in a subsequent source book that you can buy later on. I forget what the name of it is. However, they are important to the story from what I've read. And now we have the next character that you meet, apparently, is Asterion. Lysel is the human fighter, or not the human fighter, the Githyanki fighter, and Asterion is a rogue. And again, you can play any of these characters and then take the other origin characters and use them as your companions, because you're going to have a classic D&D party of 4. So there's Asterion. I think he's the elf rogue. So yeah, he's got a knife. He can do all the rogue stuff. Again, Lysel is the Githyanki fighter. Gale is the human wizard. You meet him later on. Like I said, I've only gotten past the tutorial portion of the Nautiloid ship, and I ended up on the beach, and that's where I That's where I stopped playing. Then that was in early access. I just wanted to check the game out and see what it was about, and I'm glad I got the early access and then waited for the full release. Now, as you can see, I'm playing on medium to low settings on my PC because I got an older graphics card, so it looks kind of out of place. I mean, look at the hair, so it looks kind of weird. However, this game does look gorgeous regardless. So yeah, one of the things I do like about this is that there's so much content and so much to see, and it's just looks so good. So anyway, sorry I'll fall on that tangent. Next we have Shadowheart, which is I think she's an elf cleric. I think she's like an evil cleric. She's one of your companions that you meet, and she's on the Nautiloid ship with you, and she ends up on the beach with you. Next we have Will, and I think he's a human wizard or warlock. And then we have the tiefling barbarian, Karlak. Now I hear this character is a fan favorite, and it's kind of hard for her. It's kind of hard to get this character because you can easily miss her in the beginning, from what I hear. And then we have the mysterious character, the Dark Urge, which I don't know much about this character, but all I know is a lot of evil stuff happens. But yeah, these are all the origin characters that you can pick up. You can start as one of them, and that can be your character throughout the whole playthrough. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a custom character, and I'm gonna show you all the custom features and mechanics you can do. So, and for each origin story character, you can play their introductions and hear their story. All right, so the custom character, you can, as you can see, all the stuff on all the tabs on the side here. You know, race, sub-race, class, background, abilities, magic, cantrips, spells, all that stuff. All that's going to be on the side. And you can go through that, you know, as you go through your character, and you can also edit your character's appearance, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to pick race, and so, like I said, everything except for the Gith Yankee is based on the player's handbook 5th edition. So we're gonna look at the elf, and each race has their own racial features, their own spells, and their own mechanics and features, and depending on what character and class and all that stuff can affect your gameplay and can affect the story outcomes and the mechanics. And like, you can miss out on a lot of content because of your class and race. However, you can go re-roll your stats and all that good stuff with a character that you can meet at your character camp that you have in the story. So let's go over the races. So we're going to go with Elf first. Now, this character here is the Barbarian class, but first we're going to go through the races. So, Elf, with ethereal countenances and long lifespans, elves are at home with nature's power, flourishing in light and dark alike. The race features base racial speed. You can move 9 meters per turn. Elven weapon training. You have proficiencies in long swords, short bow, and long bow. You have dark vision. Dark vision helps you see in the dark. You can see up to 12 meters, apparently. Okay. And you have Fey ancestry. You have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep. So that's good. Also, in the character creation, you have these little tooltips here. These are very, very handy to help you understand certain mechanics and features. So pay attention to these, and they'll help you understand your character more. And there's also the sub race. Now, the player's handbook has like sub races, subclasses. Not all of them are going to be represented in Baldur's Gate 3. Some of them might be added on later in future patch updates. So usually they have like 2 to 3 to 5 like sub races, subclasses, and all that stuff for your class. So we have High Elf, and you have a High Elf cantrip, and which you start off with Firebolt, and you can read the tooltip there. Firebolt 1 to 10 damage, 1d10 fire, and then you have 18 meters, and it relies on your intelligence, which your intelligence is right over here. We'll read about that later. And we have, so this is the High Elf. Heirs of the Mystical Feywild. High Elves value magic in all forms, and even those who do not study spellcraft can manipulate the weave. And so Firebolt. So this is the High Elf. She's looking pretty buff since she's a barbarian. Now Wood Elf. Wood Elves, those who spend their reclusive lives in the Faerun forest of Faerun. Decades of training in archery and camouflage are enhanced by the otherworldly swiftness. And your sub-race features are fleet of foot. Your movement speed is increased by 1.5 meters. So that's good if you want to create like a ranger or a druid or like a swift character like a rogue, or somebody who's fast and a dexterity, relies on dexterity and agility. So go back to the base race. Tieflings. So let's read the Tieflings. Descended from the devils and the nine hells, Tieflings face constant and suspicious in Faerun. Thankfully, their arcane abilities make them natural survivors. So these are the race abilities. You got base racial speed, again, dark vision, you can see in the dark, and hellish resistance. You have resistance to fire, taking only half damage from it. So that's good. If you're making like a spellcaster and you make a tiefling spellcaster, it's always good to have that to defend yourself against fire. Now we have 3 sub races for this race. We have an Asmodeus tiefling. Found in Nessus, the deepest layer of the hells, these tieflings inherited the ability to wield fire and darkness from the archdevil Asmodeus' infernal bloodline. And they have a cantrip. Now, cantrips are spells that you can cast constantly. They don't need cooldowns or anything. They don't need to be. You don't need like a short rest or a long rest. You can just cast those constantly. And your sub-race cantrip is produce flame. So basically it's a conjuration spell. You produce flame, and you can do 1 to 8 damage when thrown. It's pretty nice. And then we have Mephistopheles tiefling, descended from the archdevil Mephistopheles. I can't speak today. These tieflings are gifted with a particular affinity for arcane magic, and the cantrip that you have is Mage Hand. Basically, it's a good rogue spell. If you want to be a rogue, like a tiefling rogue, you can, take stuff from far away. You can, manipulate a magic hand within a certain distance. Create a spectral hand that can manipulate and interact with objects. You can use it for 10 turns, and it's 18 meters, and it's a conjuration cantrip. So, and then we have a Zariel tiefling. Tieflings from the Zariel bloodline empowered with martial strength and can channel Syrian flame to punish their enemies. So, then there's the cantrip Thaumaturgy. How do you say that? Thaumaturgy? Thaumaturgy? It is a transmutation spell, cantrip, cantrip. Gain advantage on intimidation and performance checks, used for 10 turns. So, Yeah, tieflings are good if you want to make like a spellcaster or like a hybrid spellcaster fighter, or a hybrid martial spellcaster. Um, in my D&D game, we don't have any tieflings. We do have elves. We have I play a dragonborn cleric in my tabletop group. So all right, back to the races now. We got drow, which are basically the the name the name that everybody goes with are dark elves. Basically, they can see in the dark. They can do a bunch of stuff, and they live in the underdark, and they barely see the light of day. And when they come out in the light, like, people react to them differently. And depending on your race and class, people, NPCs will react to you differently, and they'll either shun you, they'll welcome you, they'll be hostile or friendly towards you depending on what class and race you pick. And yeah, so let's go over the drow. So yeah, the real name is drow, but people call them dark elves because they're of elf origin. Okay, so dark elves. Driven to the Underdark, most drow have adopted the ruthless pragmatism with the Lothlorn delight in the goddess of evil tenets. The Seldarine reject her attempt to overthrow the leader of the Elven Pantheon. So now we're going to go to subrace. Now we have Lothlorn drow, which they don't have anything, but can help. They're just like every other race. They just don't have any racial features or cantrips or anything like that. Sworn drow are raised by the Loth cult, in the city of Vinzabrazen. I hope I said that right. These drow embody the virtue of their corrupt and merciless goddess Loth. Marks her followers with bright red eyes so that those in the Underdark will learn to fear them on sight. So yeah, all right. And this Seldarine drow. Excuse me. Seldarine drow can be found seeking allies from all over the Faerun, aiming to settle their conflict with Lolth and each other by any means necessary. So, all right. Check out the next class. Now, humans. Humans are basically all-around characters. They're basically all around characters. Basically this is like humans are basically if like they're people's first character because like they don't know what to do or whatnot, and so other players at the table they have to like coach them. So like yeah, this is like the D&D the first a new player's first class, I want to say. Yeah. There's no sub races, but yeah. Now Githyanki. Again, Githyanki are not part of the player's handbook, but they are part of the story, so you can pick them as a class. And yeah, there's no sub race for this race, but they do have actions, cantrips, and racial features. But so let's read the description here. With a ruthlessness born from the Mind Flayer enslavement, Githyanki ride the astral sea atop the red dragons, bringing their silver swords and psionic might to bear against any trace of the Illithid menace. Now, what they call Illithids mainly refers to the Mind Flayers. When you start this game, you start off on a Mind Flayer ship, and yeah, then you have to escape the Mind Flayer ship. A little bit of a spoiler. Yeah. So, yeah. With the Githyanki, you have actions. You have astral knowledge. You gain proficiency in all skills of a chosen ability. We're gonna choose the abilities later. You'll see. You have Mage Hand. With cantrips, but they're used as psionics with the Githyanki. Race features, you got base racial speed, and you have martial prod. You have armor proficiency, and as well as proficiency with short sword, long sword, and great sword. So, yeah, these are the Githyanki. Yeah, and now we have dwarf, which dwarf has, I think, 2 sub races, 3 sub races. Yeah. So I think for my character, I'm going to create a. I think I'm going to create. So we're going to go over gold dwarf. Sorry. Yeah, these dwarves are known for their confidence and keen intuition, culture, their deep kingdom values, family ritual, and fine craftsmanship. Race features, dwarven toughness. Your hit point maximum is increased by 1 and increases by 1 again after every level you gain. So there's levels in this game. The max level in this game is 12. Although you can multi-class into different classes. So like say you can have 2 classes per character, but you won't be able to reach the max level of 12. So you can have like one level in fighter. You can have 1 level in sorcerer. So you can like level those 2 up, and every time you level, you either pick 1 class to level up as. So yeah, I might be a shield dwarf for my playthrough. Let's see. Great losses in ancient wars against goblins and orcs have led these dwarves to adopt a cynical mindset, but they have the will and endure to restore their ancestral homeland. And the sub-race features are dwarven armor training. You have armor proficiency in light and medium armor. Okay, and you have the Duergar, which are basically the dark elf dwarves, living in the Underdark and whatnot. Once enslaved by the Eldritch Mind Flayers, Duergar adopted fruiting with the harsh practicality. Their cold demeanors and gift of stealth are well known throughout the Underdark. Yeah. Okay. Sub-race features superior dark vision. Okay, so they can see longer than 12 meters. And then Duergar resilience. You have advantage on saving throws against illusions and against being charmed or paralyzed. That's pretty good, depending on what class you pick. Okay, so back to the race. You got half elves. Half elves are basically half human, half elf, or half elf, half another race. So let's read the high elves here. Curious ambition and versatile half elves are welcome everywhere, but struggle without a community to call their own. Base racial speed. Yep. Okay. You have civil militia. These are the race features. You have weapon proficiency. And with spears, pikes, halberds, glaives, armor proficiency with light armor and shields, dark vision, yeah, and then Fey ancestry, saving throws, and you can be charmed and yep, okay, and put to sleep. Okay, so you have so high half elf. A touch of the Feywild remains in the half-elves with this bloodline and even those unstrained magic prowess and a hint of wild power. And you get Firebolt. Okay. There's also Wood half-elf, which have fleet of foot sub-race feature. Like the elves of the elf parent, these half-elves have a quickened stride and an eye for stealth. Yet many break away from the isolation and Faerun's forest to explore the rest of the realms. Excuse me. And then, yeah, fleet of foot, you have advanced movement speed by 1.5 meters. And then the drow half-elf, which is half-human, half-drow. Most half-drow result from liaisons between Seldarine drow and surfacers. Basically, people who live on the earth instead of in the earth. While half-elf drow inherited a few magical gifts, they aren't usually raised in the Underdark. Yeah. Cantrips. Dancing lights. That's a good If you don't have dark vision, dancing lights is a good is a good cantrip to have. Back to the races. Halflings. These are your hobbit folk, your child folk. If you ever watch Lord of the Rings, you know, Frodo, Bilbo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin. So they're usually referred to as halflings in D&D. So, alright. Small yet capable, halflings prefer the comforts of home and hearth. Basically like Bilbo and Frodo. Their natural luck and dexterity makes them fine adventurers. And, okay, base racial speed, you're lucky, and you're brave. Let's see, when you roll a 1 for an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can re-roll the die. You must see the new roll. Yeah, okay. Brave, you have advantage on saving throws against being frightened. Okay. And the sub-race, Lightfoot Halfling. Stealthy but social, these halflings travel all over the Faerun to make names for themselves. And, okay, naturally stealthy, you have advantage on stealth checks. That's when you roll a dot and when you roll a d20 and stuff like that. So, okay. Strongheart Halfling. Legend has it that these dwarven blood gave strong bears their hardiness, resistance to poison, and wellsprings of endurance. These halflings cast bold, easily hold their own. You have advantage on saving throws, strong heart resilience against poison, and resistance to poison damage. Okay. So gnomes. And I think, yeah. Alright, small, clever, and energetic gnomes use their long lives to explore Faerun's brightest corners and darkest depths. Okay, so with that, race features, base racial speed, 7.5 meters per turn, since you're small, and gnomish cunning. You have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Gnomes are basically good for, like, spellcasters, and thievery of like rogues or, you know, any support class. See, you got 3 sub races here. You got rock gnome. The most commonly seen gnomes in Faerun service. Rock gnomes are names for such hardness and affinity for metal. Sub race features: dark vision, 12 meters, and artificer lore. Add twice your proficiency bonus to history checks. Nice. Whenever you do a history check. Forest gnomes. Basically, they look like they're like goblin. They look like goblin, like wood elves kind of thing. So, yeah. Even smaller than their cousins and twice as reclusive. Forest gnomes are a rare sight in the Faerun. They master magic and craftsmanship in their distant idyllic groves. Speak with animals is good. Good spell. It's not a cantrip though, because you have to do like a long rest after a certain amount of times. I think like the most times you can use a mounted spell is depending on your level. Yeah, you have spell slots, so after you use all your spell slots, you have to take a long rest or a short rest depending on what your class and race are. Yeah, so it can be used up and you have to use a long rest. It uses your intelligence stat. So speak with animals is good, especially if you're like a ranger or like another magic class, wizard. Good to have speak with animals. Dark vision up to 12 meters, and you have deep gnome, which are basically the Dwargar version of the gnomes. So, all right. More guided than their surface cousins. Deep gnomes survive the Underdark with the dark vision and skillful stealth. Sub-race features: superior dark vision up to 24 meters, and then you have advantage on stealth checks, of course. So, all right, back to the race, and we have Dragonborn. Now, Dragonborn, I'm playing a Dragonborn in my in my main tabletop campaign with my friends. I'm a Dragonborn cleric. I am a gold dragon, so I can breathe fire. Depending on what the skin color is of your Dragonborn, you have special elements that you can breathe: fire, acid, lightning, and other elements. So yeah. Proud race that values clan and skills above all else. Once enslaved by dragons, they strive for self-sufficient, not wanting to be beholden to anyone, not even the gods. Base racial speed, yep, okay. And then we have... So basically the sub-race is your skin color. The skin color of your Dragonborn. Now, not being racist, just putting that out there. You have your black dragon, which is acid breath, and you have draconic ancestry. Everyone should have draconic ancestry, yeah. So black is acid, blue is lightning, brass is fire, bronze is lightning, copper is acid, gold is fire, because I told you before I have a gold dragon. Green dragon is poison. Red dragon's fire, of course. Silver is frost. Yeah, silver and white are usually ice and frost. Yeah. If you ever played the game Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, the end boss is a white dragon that you have to face. Okay. Okay, so the last one, half orc. Now this is usually half human, half orc. They make for great martial characters, great barbarians, great fighters, paladins. They make excellent paladins. But we'll get to class later. Creatures of intense emotion, half orcs are more inclined to act than contemplate. Whether to rage, burning through their bodies compels them to fight, or the love filling their bears inspires acts of incredible kindness. Okay, base racial speed for race features: dark vision, relentless endurance, which is if you reach 0 hit points, you regain 1 hit points instead of becoming downed. Savage attacks: when you land a critical hit with a melee weapon, your damage dice are tripled instead of doubled. Yeah, so when you roll a natural 20, in D&D, your points are doubled, but with half orcs, your savage attacks get tripled number damage. Okay, and there's no sub races for this. I think there are sub races for orcs, for half orcs, but I don't think they're not in this game. So okay, now that we have the races out of the way, we're gonna pick dwarf. I think we're gonna be shield dwarf. Or gold dwarf. I forget what I was gonna pick. I'll look at that later. But anyway, we'll just go with gold dwarf. Okay, now we get to the classes. So, barbarians. Strong embrace of the wild and the hints. Hides inside. Keen instincts. Primal physicality, and most of all, the unbridled, unquenchable rage. Your class actions are just basically rage. Just rage. Yeah. So while raging, you are stronger and you deal 2 extra damage with melee and improvised weapons when throwing objects. So that lasts for 10 turns. Rage ends early if you don't attack an enemy or take damage each turn. You can't recast or concentrate on spells while raging. Bonus action, rage charge. Okay, good. Unarmored defense. While you're not wearing armor, You add your Constitution modifier to your armor class. Wearing heavy armor impedes your rage. Yeah. Okay. And if you want more details, you can click the details. It shows you your proficiencies, which is all also over here. And again, you read the tooltips and they'll help you out. We're gonna be male. Bard is a really great support class. Basically, they're the artists. They're the artist class, and yes, there are a lot of sex jokes about bards. One of them is, "Does it have a hole?" Then I can fuck it. You know. I don't mean to be rude, but yeah, that's basically one of the big jokes about bards. You know, they're the charismatic fighter. They're usually finesse, and they're in this they're more musical oriented, and they can help out. They can play music and make money, and they're charming, and basically their charisma is their main stat. Now, for each class, there are two main stats. Basically, your main stat, and then you want to focus on your constitution. Your constitution basically determines your hit points. So again, barbarian, yeah. Bard. Music. Music is more than a fancy. It is power through study and adventure. You've mastered song, speech, and magic within. So, oh yeah. So with Bard, your cantrips, actions are with Bard. You have Bardic Inspiration. Inspire an ally to add 1d6 damage, or 1d6 bonus their next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw until long rest. Bonus action, Bardic Inspiration, and here you can choose your cantrips. You can choose 2. You have Vicious Mockery, good cantrip by the way. Basically, you just make fun of somebody. And psychic damage. 1d4, and you have Blade Ward, Aberration spell. Take only half damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing attacks. Yeah. Vicious Mockery. Insult a creature. It has disadvantage and on its next attack roll, 1 turn. You also have Mage Hand. True Strike. Gain advantage on your next attack roll. You have Friends. Enchantment cantrip. Gain advantage on charisma checks and against non-hostile creatures. Higher difficulty modes, the target might accuse you of chanting them. You have Dancing Lights. Again, Dancing Lights, it's self-explanatory. Light, you just create light. And then you have Minor Illusion. Basically, you can cast an illusion and you can fool somebody. Yeah. And up here you have your main stat for Bard's gonna be Charisma again. And this is okay. That's your spell attack. So every time you cast a spell, you get +5, and your spell save DC. If somebody's gonna break off your spell, they have to roll, that number, your spell save DC number or above, to break the spell. And let's see, we have you can select from 4 starting spells, and these are all the spells you can have here. You got Animal Friendship, Bane. Animal Friendship is self-explanatory. Level 1 enchantment spell, Bane. Up to 3 creatures receive a 1d4 penalty to attack rolls and saving throws. Charm Person, basically you charm the person. It's a magic spell. It's kind of self-explanatory. Cure Wounds, also self-explanatory. Disguise Self, basically you make a disguise. Dissonant Whispers, frightening creature will be easier to hit and cannot move. Basically stun. Fairy Fire, level 1 evocation spell. All targets within the light turn visible and attack rolls against these then have advantage for 10 turns. It's a dex save, and you have 18 meters, and it's a concentration spell. Featherfall. Basically, Featherfall is where you, if you're falling from a great height, somebody can cast it, and you slowly fall to the ground slower than your falling speed, and then you lightly touch the ground. You don't take you either take half damage or you don't take damage at all. Healing word's good. Good distance spell, and it's self-explanatory. Heroism, level 1 enchantment spell. Make yourself a target immune to frighten and gain 5 temporary hit points each turn. This is Longstrider, transmutation spell. Increases a creature's movement speed by 3 meters. Sleep, put somebody to sleep, obviously. This is self-explanatory. Put creatures into a magical slumber. Selected targets that they come at 24 hit points. Speak with animals. Good spell, again, good spell. You unlock more content because you can speak to animals and all that stuff. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Oh yeah, cast that spell, and people will have internal laughing, or internal laughter, I should say, without ability to get up. Creature must have an intelligence of 5 or more. The target cannot try and shake off the effect and takes damage. The wisdom save, concentration spell. And again, all this is in the player's handbook. And then Thunderwave. Thunderwave's a good spell. Basically, you have a shockwave that comes out from comes from you, and it surges out. And it does 2 to 16 damage, 2d8 thunder. Release a wave of thunderous force that pushes away all creatures and objects. On save, targets still take half damage. So yeah, if they make a saving throw, they take half damage. And it's a con save. It's 5 meters. It's level 1 spell slot. Okay. And also you can pick your starting instrument if you're bard. Hand drum, flute. Yeah, you can see the instrument on your back. Hand drum, flute, lyre, and violin. Oh, that's cool. If you change the instrument, the song changes. Or the sound of the song changes. That's cool. I like that. Okay. Let's go back to class. Clerics. This is what I am in my tabletop group game. Clerics. Clerics are representatives of the gods they worship, wielding potent divine magic for good or for ill. Again, you have your starting cantrips. Yeah, you have Thaumaturgy, Sacred Flame. Okay, this is all radiant damage. Guidance is good. Basically, somebody can cast guidance on you, and that can do. You have you cast guidance on a character, and you give them bonus numbers to their ability checks. Resistance, Abjuration cantrip, make the target more resistant to spell effects and conditions. Receives a 1d4 bonus to saving throws. So good on saving throws. I don't have that. I am a life domain cleric for my campaign. Light, infuse an object with an aura of light. Blade Ward, take only half damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, and then produce flame. Basically, you just make a flame. And okay, so my spellcasting ability is based off wisdom. So your wisdom score is over here. Spell save DC is 13 plus 5 to spell attack. Okay. And then So these are the spells that you start off with for Cleric: Guiding Bolt, Healing Word, Inflict Wounds, Shield of Faith, Bane. Guiding Bolt is basically like a radiant laser. You point at somebody and pew. And that's basically Guiding Bolt. Does 4 to 24 damage, 4d6 radiant. The attack roll against the target has advantage. Healing Word, basically just say a word and you heal somebody. 4 to 7 healing. Inflict Wounds, I think it's Inflict Wounds is where you have to touch somebody and you do damage. And it's necrotic damage. It's a level 1 necromancy spell, usually used from necromancers. Okay. So, yeah. And then Shield of Faith. Basically, you increase your armor class by 2. Depending on what armor you're wearing for your character. And we have class features. Got level 1 spells and domain spells. You gain spells from your domain that are always paired. Yeah. Okay. And then you have different domains of your cleric. You have life, light, trickery, knowledge, nature, tempest, and war domain. War clerics are really good. I'm a life domain, so basically I have to protect people and keep giving them health. So basically my Dragonborn character is basically just you gotta keep people alive, man. I'm the nurse of the group. Life domain. The life domain is an aspect of many good deities offering spells that protect for the mind, body, and soul. Life domain spells: Cure Wounds and Bless. Bless is an enchantment spell. Bless up to 3 creatures. They gain a 1d4 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws. Yeah, okay. Light domain is offered by deities of justice, majesty, and primordial flame, providing spells that dispel darkness and harm the undead. So yeah, good undead. If you're fighting skeletons or zombies, hope you have a life domain cleric with you. Okay. So these are your starting spells and your light domain spells. And okay. So your cantrip's light. Basically cast a light. Burning Hands. Each flammable target hits with 3 to 18 damage. You must touch him. It's always prepared. Dex save. Yep. And then Fairy Fire. That's also a dex save. Concentration spell is always prepared. Warding Flare. Heal yourself with Divine Light. Use your reaction to impose disadvantage on attacker, possibly causing their attack to miss. So, okay. Trickery domain. Domain shared by wicked, chaotic, and mischievous deities alike. Those who channel trickery specialize in deception, illusion, magic. Blessing of the Trickster. That's an action. Class actions grant another creature advantage on stealth checks. And Trickery Charm Person, and you have Disguise Self. So those are self-explanatory. And then we have the Knowledge domain. Adaptable and adroit in all manner of languages and skills. Your mind is an intellectual cup brimming with explicit knowing. You have your spells. Command. Basically, tell somebody, hey, stop. That's a spell. Command a creature to flee, move closer, freeze, drop to the ground, or drop its weapon. Sleep, put somebody to sleep, of course. Okay. And we have Nature domain, which is all nature magics. You embody the war, vigilant of power, and the natural world, an avatar of the subtle divinity of fruitfall, avian migration, woodland silence, and the landslide's roaring fury. Now you have a cantrip. Now again, cantrips you can cast all the time. You have Shillelagh. That's also a druid. Druid cantrip. Bring me my Shillelagh. Your staff or club becomes magical. It deals 4 to 11 bludgeoning damage, and use your spellcasting ability for attack rolls. Nice. Okay, and your spells speak with animals. Good. And animal friendship, of course, because it's all nature magic. You're an acolyte of nature. You have a druid cantrip and become proficient in animal handling and nature or survival. Tempest domain. You have Thunderwave for spells and Fog Cloud. Basically, just create a fog cloud. And you have Wrath of the Storm. Strike back at an enemy attacking creature, personally, essentially dealing 2d16 lightning damage. On a failed saving throw, you deal half damage or 2d16 thunder damage roll. Okay. Your faith made you very thunder that quakes the black firmament, the lightning coursing through the veins, terrible storm. Okay, now war domain. Fortified by holy zeal, you brandish an arsenal of sacramental savagery to use against those who deem you unrighteous. You have divine favor. Your weapon attacks deal an additional 1.4 radiant damage for 3 turns. Shield of faith. Protect a creature from attacks. Increase armor class by 2. And then your war priest. When you make an unarmed or weapon attack, you can spend a war priest charge to make an additional attack as a bonus action. Nice. Okay, let's go back to class. Got druid. Druid is your nature spellcaster. They can wild shape into animals. You can do in this game. You can do badgers. Badgers. We don't need no stinking badgers. You can do bears, cats, dogs, and some other stuff I can't remember. But this is from all what I've read. Druids again are nature magic. Cantrips they have bring me my shillelagh and thorn whip. Basically, it's just a whip of thorns. You do 1d6 damage and it's piercing. And you have for cantrips you can choose. You got guidance with the cleric spell, poison spray, produce flame, and resistance. Okay, and your spellcasting ability is based off your wisdom stat. Okay. There is no druid subclass. What I see. Yeah. Spells: Ice Knife, Thunder Wave, Cure Wounds, Healing Word, and Enhanced Leap. You can jump farther. Okay. So we move next to the fighter. Fighters have mastered the art of combat, wielding weapons with unmatched skill and wearing armor like a second skin. Your class action is Second Wind. Basically, if you're near like dead, you can draw on your stamina to heal yourself. 2 to 11 healing, but it's only on self. You can't be another person. So basically your subclass, how that works out is basically your fighting style. You do archery, defense, dueling, great weapon fighting. Archery is basically bow. Defense is mainly just, karate for defense only. Basically how that works. Oh yeah, and these are the features. You gain +2 bonus to range weapons. Defense is +1 bonus to armor class while wearing armor. Dueling, when you are wielding a melee weapon that is two-handed or versatile in one hand and no weapon in the other, you deal an additional 2 damage with that weapon. Okay, great weapon fighting is basically the big giant weapons, Big giant hammers, big giant swords, big giant axes. Visually, so. When you roll a 1 or 2 on a damage die for an attack, the two-handed melee, that die is re-rolled once. Okay. Protection, basically, yeah. Okay. Passive feature, when you have a shield, impose disadvantage on an attack against your allies. And when you are within 1.5 meters, you must be able to see the attacker. 2-weapon fighting. When you have 2 weapons, when you make an attack with your offhand weapon, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the attack. Okay. So basically, your fighting style is your subclass in this game. All right. So we go to monk. Monk is basically your fist or your stick fighter. And there's no subclass for monk. They might be added again. Subclasses might be added later to the classes that don't have subclasses in this game right now. Monks, channel your cosmic enlightenment and defy dodging and efficiently disassembling your foes through stunning strikes and whirlwind of martial attacks on martial art attacks. Fury blows, which is basically like many hits at one time. You do 8 to 14 damage, 1d4 plus 3 bludgeoning, 1d4 plus 3 bludgeoning. That's basically with both hands, or fist weapons, or sticks, quarterstaves, all that stuff. Those kind of weapons. Okay, so yeah, that's Fury Blows. Instead of using magic, certain monks have key points. Or monks have key points where, you spend key points to do extra damage, or any ability. Key, yeah, key is magic that flows, through your body. You have unarmored defense, like the barbarian, and your main stat is gonna be dexterity. Which, by the way, if you want to see your main stat for your character and character creation, you gotta look for the star here. So yeah, it means primary ability. You also have death strikes. Okay. Attacks monk weapons and unarmored attacks scale with your dexterity instead of your strength if your dexterity is higher. Martial arts death strikes. Attacks with monk weapons and unarmored attacks deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage, unless the normal damage is higher. Martial arts bonus unarmed strikes. After making an attack with a monk weapon or while unarmed, you can make another unarmed attack as a bonus action. Nice. Okay. So yeah, monks are pretty good. They're usually single target fighters. And yeah. Now this is what I'm gonna choose. Yeah, so paladins. Basically, they're a hybrid cleric fighter. They can use all weapons, all armors, and basically, my main dwarf character is an axe and shield type of paladin, and also heal. Okay, so fueled by the oath you swore to uphold justice and righteous, you are a beacon of hope in dark times. So your actions here in the game are lay on hands. So you can touch people and lay on hands. You have a pool of health, 4 healing. So at level 1, use your blessed touch to heal a creature or cure of ill disease or poison. And you have divine sense. Gain advantage on attack rolls against celestials, fiends, and undead turns. And then you have channel oath charges. You gain ability to channel the power contained in your paladin oath, which you fuel Certain actions replenished by short and long rests. Okay, so let's check out the subclasses. You got 3 subclasses. Oath of the Ancients. You fight with the sight of light in the cosmic struggle against darkness and preserve the sanctity of life and beauty of nature. Your actions are Healing Radiance, 5 healing, heal yourself and an ally for 5 bit, regain 1 turn, no effect on undead or constructs. Oath of the Ancients Tenants, Oath of the Ancients Tenants, about Kindle Light, shelter light, and preserve your own light. Yeah, okay. And then we have an Oath of Devotion. Follow the ideal knight in shining armor. You act with honor and virtue to protect the weak and pursue greater good. Holy Rebuke is your action. Grant an ally with a vengeful aura that deals 1 to 4 radiant damage to anyone who has them with a melee attack. 2 turns, 18 meters. And then Oath of Devotion. Oath of Devotion Paladins abides by courage, stride, and dauntlessly into action. Compassion, show clemency when prudent, and lead your arm to those in need, or lend your arm to those in need. Duty, tend to your responsibilities, obey just laws, and support those entrusted to your care. Oath of Vengeance. You set aside your own purity to right wrongs and deliver justice to those who have committed the most grievous sins. Inquisitor's Might. For actions, an ally's weapon attacks deal an additional 2 radiant damage and can daze enemies for 1 turn for 2 turns. 9 meters. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go with Oath of Devotion or Oath of Vengeance for my stream playthrough with my cousin. Okay, back to classes. Now we have Ranger. Basically, as a famous YouTuber once said, by the name of Joe Cat, just play a fighter with a bow. That's all it is. But you have magic spells and whatnot. So Rangers are unrivaled scouts and trackers, honing a deep connection with nature and in order to hunt their favorite prey. You have it. Okay, cantrip is True Strike and Find Familiar. True Strike, gain advantage on your next attack roll for 2 turns, 18 meters, concentration. Find Familiar, yeah, that's explanatory. Now with Rangers, you have a favored enemy. You can choose it. For this, you have Bounty Hunter, Keeper the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, self-explanatory. You gain proficiency in investigation creatures you hit with Snaring Strike. Whether range or melee have disadvantage or saving throw. A Keeper of the Veil, you specialize in hunting creatures from other places of existence. You gain proficiency in Arcana and can cast protection from evil and good. Mage Breaker, you have the history of in battling and spellcaster, you proficient in Arcana and can cast True Strike. Ranger Knight. Let's see. You have sworn to serve a crown or notion and seek to bring foes to ruin. Gain skill proficiency in history and armor proficiency with heavy armor. Okay, so yeah, you can wear heavy armor. You're a ranger with Ranger Knight. Sanctified Stalker. Let's see. You are sworn to hunt the enemies of a holy druidic order. Holy or druidic order. You gain proficiency in religion and can cast Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame, yeah, 1 to 8 damage, 1d8 radiant damage, and Find Familiar, of course. Okay. Natural Explorer. Years of traveling in the wild made you particularly attuned to beasts or adept at surviving certain circumstances. Beast Tamer. You have cultivated a strong bond with animals. You can cast Find Familiar without spending a spell slot. Urban Tracker. An expert in navigating the wild within the city, you gain proficiency in sleight of hand. Waste Wonder, cold. You've spent endless days surviving a desolate wastelands. You gain resistance to cold damage. Okay, so yeah, cold, fire, poison, sacred flame, and find familiar. Okay. Let's go back to the classes. Rogue. Rogue is basically your thief. They use sleight of hand, and they have many evasion moves and dodge rolls to dodge out of combat. You know, hurt, and mainly one of their big features is backstabbing. Get behind somebody, get them with backstab, and do like double to triple damage. Yeah, or sneak attack, and yeah, sneak attack from range and melee. Yeah, there's no subclasses for this, but there are in the handbook, but not for the game. With stealth, skill, and uncanny reflexes, rogues' versatility lets them get the upper hand in almost any situation. So, sorcerer. Sorcerer natural spellcasters drawing on inherent magics from a gift or bloodline. Okay. Okay, so these can be, you can pick any of these cantrips for your starting cantrips and spells. Your main spellcasting is charisma. You have a DC of 13, and you have a +5 on spell attacks. Yeah. Bone chill, acid splash, true strike, and light. The bone chill is prevent a target from healing until your next turn. An undead target receives disadvantage and on attack rolls for 1 turn. Okay, yeah, Blade Ward, Acid Splash, Mage Hand again, you know, cast a magic hand to use whatever. And Poison Spray, spray poison, 1 to 12 damage, 1d12 poison. Yeah, okay, True Strike, Friends, Dancing Lights, Firebolt. Now, Firebolt is not Fireball. Fireball is a big area of effect damage. Light, Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost is good for cantrips. You can freeze the enemy, and yeah. The Shocking Grasp, basically turn your hand into lightning and touch somebody, and you do damage. You can cast Minor Illusion and Bone Chill. Okay. So, spells. You have 2 spells that you can do. Chromatic Orb and Magic Missile. Magic Missile always hits, no matter what you're doing. You can do up to 3 on your first level. Chromatic Orb, 3d8 thunder damage. Hurl a sphere that deals 3 to 24 thunder damage and possibly creates a surface on impact, alternately choosing a different type of range damage. You have, so yeah, first one is Burning Hands. Basically turn your hands into fire, touch somebody. On saves that you take half damage. Okay. Current person, Chromatic Orb, Color Spray, Blind Creature. Okay, so basically you cast that, you can blind somebody. Disguise Self, Expeditious Retreat. Gain a dash immediately. False Life. Gain 7 temporary hit points. Featherfall, against you slow your fall. Fog Cloud, Ice Knife, Enhanced Leap. Mage Armor is good for spellcasters. That way you can take more damage. Protects against protects the target from attacks and increases armor class to 13 plus his dexterity modifier. Magic Missile. Ray of Sickness, basically poison a target. Shield, cast a shield. Increase your armor class. Sleep. Thunder Wave and Witch Bolt. Witch Bolt is basically just like a quick bolt of lightning. 1d12, 1 to 12 lightning damage each turn by activating it for 10 turns. Okay. And your subclass. Okay. Wild Magic. Every time you cast a spell, it has the chance to go wild. So, yeah. has a chance to go wild, and sometimes randomness happens. In my games with my cousin, wild magic is usually her cat. If her cat interrupts the board or interrupts the game, we go wild magic, and she has like a magic spinner, and whatever happens, like it could be good or it could be bad. So we have wild magic. Your powers come from ancient forces of chaos. They churn within you, waiting to burst out free at any time. Subclass features: Tides of Chaos. You gain advantage on your next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Wild magic. Wild magic stems from the forces of chaos. It turns within, and sorcerers wield it, waiting to burst free. Okay, Draconic Bloodline. Basically, you were born from a dragon, so you earn dragon powers. Your veins carry draconic magic, results of a powerful dragon ancestor. Your hit points max increased by 1 for each sorcerer level, and draconic resilience. Your base armor class is 13, and storm sorcery. Okay, whether crackling with the energy of the ancient deluge or pierced by gales of hurricanes, your lineage is a strange tapestry scrolled by tempest. I can't pronounce that word. Tempestous magic. After casting a level 1 spell or higher, you can fly as a bonus action until the end of your turn without receiving opportunity attacks. So yeah, an opportunity attack is when you're trying to get away, but there is an enemy within range of you, and so if you back away from them, they'll try and reach you and try to hit you. That's an opportunity attack. So if you run by an enemy and you're within distance of them, they will try to attack you. Okay. Go back to class. Warlock. Basically, you borrow your power from a fae, demon, or otherworldly entity, and they loan you their power and they expect payment back. So yeah, and warlocks get one of the best spells called Eldritch Blast. Basically, it's a cantrip you can just cast whenever you friggin' want, and all you need is a short rest. So bound to attack by an ill powerful patron. Again, yeah, fae, demon, otherworldly figure, god maybe. So yeah, you owe that patron back for loaning you some of their powers. So you wield unique abilities and magic. So okay, Eldritch Blast. 1d to damage the cantrip and Blade Ward. Warlock spell slots. And okay, so these are the spells you can start out with. Armor of Agathis. Gain 5 temporary hit points and deal 5 cold damage or any creature that hits you with a melee attack. Yeah. Armor of Hadar. Conjuration spell prevents target from using reactions. Burning Hands, again. Okay. Charm Person. Command. Expeditious Retreat. And Dash. Hellish Rebuke. React to your next attacker with flames that deal 2d10 2d10 fire damage, 2 to 20 damage. Unsaved, and take half damage on the save. Hex, you can hex somebody. Make your attack deal an additional 1 to 6 necrotic damage to the target, and give it a disadvantage on an ability you're choosing. And then protection from evil and good, self-explanatory. Protect an ally from against attacks and powers of aberrations, celestials, elements of phase and undead. And Witch Bolt, basically just cast a lightning bolt. 12 damage, 1d12 lightning. And then your subclass is basically the patron here. The Fiend. Warlocks in service of the fiend work towards corrupting destructive ends immediately or otherwise and receive hellish blessings in turn. Let's see. Yeah, Armor Thagus this, and then Dark One's Blessing. When your creature gives you 4 temporary hit points, get knocked down. The Great Warlocks bound to the Eldritch beings of the far realm work towards indestructible goals, gaining strange powers over entropy and of the mind. Dissonant Whispers. Frighten a creature. It will be easier to hit or cannot move. On target save, half damage. And Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Leave a creature prone with laughter without any ability to get up. Mortal Reminder. When you land a critical hit against a creature, that creature and ability nearby enemies was considered to become frightened until the end of the next turn. And the Archfey. Okay. So, Grace Lady, Lord of the Fae, you are imbued with all the sumptuous and scary qualities of your patron's extraordinary realm. Fairy Fire, all targets gain within light and all this stuff. And Bolt, okay. Attack rolls and advantages, 10 turns. Sleep, and then Fey Presence, charm or frighten nearby foes with the Feywad's beguiling disturbing magics. 2 turns. Yeah, okay. And again, your primary ability is Charisma. Okay, and last but not least, the Wizard. Wizards. Your Gandalfs. Your college-minded nerds. Wizards master the arcane with spellcasting by individual schools of magic, combining ancient spells with modern research. So you have all this: Firebolt, Mage Hand, and Ray of Frost. You can do Acid Splash, Bone Chill, Firebolt, Poison Spray, Ray of Frost, Shocking Grasp, Blade Ward, Friends, Dancing Lights, Light, Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, or True Strike. Again, your primary ability is Intelligence, and your DC is 13. I think every DC is 13, and plus 5. Yeah. So your spells, you have a load of spells to choose from here. Burning Hands, Charm Person, Chromatic Orb, Color Spray, Disguise Self, Expeditious Retreat, False Life, Featherfall, Find Familiar, Fog Cloud, Grease. Okay, John Travolta. Cover the ground. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the one where you cover the ground in grease and then you can set it on fire. Ice Knife, Enhanced Leap, Long Strider, you increase your movement speed, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Protection for Good and Evil, Ray of Sickness, Shield, Sleep, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, Thunder Wave, and Witch Bolt. So you can change any of these to be your starting spell. Okay, so with that being said, I am going to choose Paladin. I think I'm going to go with Oath of Devotion. And now we're going to look at backgrounds. So, backgrounds help your abilities or your skills. And insight is your wisdom. Religion is intelligence. Okay, so acolytes. You spend your life in service to a temple, learning sacred rites and providing sacrifice to the gods or gods you worship. Serving gods and discovering their sacred works will grant you greatness. So your skills, you have proficiencies in insight and religion. And then charlatan. Let's see, Charlatan, you're an expert at manipulation, prone to exaggeration, and more than happy to profit from it, rendering the truth and turning allies against each other. will lead to great success down the road. You have proficiencies in deception and sleight of hand. Okay, criminal. Okay, you have a history of breaking the law. Breaking the law, breaking the law. Okay, yeah, you have a history of breaking the law and survive leveraging less than legal connections. Profiting from criminal enterprise will lead you to greater opportunities. And you have skill proficiencies in deception and stealth. Entertainer is mainly for bards. If you want to be a bard, you live to sway and subvert your audience, engaging common crowds and high society alike, preserving art and bringing joy to the hapless and downtrodden, brighten their charismatic aura. You have skills in acrobatics and performance. Folk hero. You're a champion of the common people, challenging tyrants and monsters, protect the helpless, saving the innocents, and imminent dangers will make your legend grow. You have skills in animal handling and survival. Okay, guild artisan, basically crafting. You have insight and persuasion skills. Your skill in a particular craft has earned you a membership in the Mercantile Guild, offering privileges and protection while engaging in your art. Repairing and discovering rare crafts will bring you new inspiration. Noble, basically you're rich, or you come from a rich, background. You were raised in a family among the socialite elite, accustomed to power and privilege, and accumulating renown, power, and loyalty will raise your status. You have skills in history and persuasion. Okay, Outlander. When you grow up in the wilds, learning to survive far from the confronts of civilization, surviving unusual hazards of the wild, enhance your prowess and understanding. You have skills in athletics and survival. Sage is basically your learned, whatchamacallit, yeah, your learned scholar, basically. You're a curious, well-read, with an unending thirst for knowledge. Learning about rare lore of the wild will inspire you to put this knowledge to greater purpose. Skills in Arcana and History. Okay, Soldier. You are trained in battlefield tactics and combat, having served in a militia, mercenary company, or officer corps. Show smart tactics and bravery on the battlefield and enhance your prowess. You have skill proficiency in intimidation and athletics. So Urchin is basically, you group on the streets, the Sesame Street. Yeah, the Sesame Street. Yeah. After starting from bleak childhood, you know how to make the most out of very little using your street smarts. Bolsters your spirit and journey ahead, sleight of hand, and stealth proficiency. So yeah, basically, this is your good, rogue thief background. Okay. So yeah, these are all the backgrounds. I'm gonna go with soldier. Your backgrounds affect your skills. Yeah. Yeah, your class affects all this stuff on the right here. All this stuff is affected by your class, and your background's affected by your skills. Go over here. You'll read what these are. These are your actions. Lay on hands, divine sense. So yeah, pay attention to your actions, and yeah, pay attention to your abilities as well. So we're gonna go with Oath of the Ancients. We're gonna be a oh no, Oath of Devotion. That's what I meant to do. Okay, all right, Soldier. And now we're gonna get to your abilities. Now, every class has two main abilities that you should concentrate on. One should be your main primary ability, and the other should be your Constitution. If you want to start like a base class, yeah, take away take away all 27 ability points, and you just end up with a bare minimum. And then you can add and subtract. And every even number, you get a +1 to bonuses, or +2. So you can also use what the game recommends. And I can do that, which is nice. But I want, we're gonna do strength, and we're gonna do, Constitution is 13. Okay, that actually is pretty good for me. Oh yeah, and you can also pick your skills. You got athletics, acrobatics, sleight of hand, stealth, arcana, history, investigation, nature, religion, animal handling, insight, medicine, perception. My guy did medicine, and it was medicine and religion. What he did. Okay. So nature, religion, animal handling, insight, medicine, perception, survival, deception, intimidation, performance, persuasion. Okay, so yeah. And this is all your plus and negatives when you roll. So somebody say like, hey, so that like in the tabletop game, your DM would say like, if you ask for something, you'd be like, okay, roll a perception check, roll a athletics check. This is what you would refer to on your character sheet. And also, the character creation in this game is great for building real characters for your real D&D tabletop game. Just want to put that out there. Good. It helps you understand your character creation. So, for my character, I'm going to go with religion and medicine. And okay, also there's randomized appearances, and you can choose your body type here. Usually male and female. Let's edit my appearance here. But yeah, I think these are good stats. So body type. Yeah, okay. So there's a number of preset faces you can do, and there's also voices too.
Where to next?
I think there's 8 voices.
Hells.
Beware.
It's open.
Where?
Yeah, there's 8
What was
voices.
that?
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Hells. Something just woke up down here.
Be wary. This place.
It's opened. I wonder what's back there.
And you can choose your scars, and these are your skin tones here. I think we'll go with that. Okay. These are your scarrings. Sliders. Freckle quality, freckle intensity. Vertigo pigmentation. Oh yeah. That's that. Okay. You can make them look. Yeah, okay. Well, make them a little bit old. Can't tell much. I have it on low to medium settings. And over here you have your general appearances and stuff. So, body art. No. No. He's not gonna have. So yeah, let's look at piercings. So this is all a matter of your choice. Not much in the looks like a pirate that way. Okay. I like those earrings. Those are pretty good. This is all personal preference here. So I'm not gonna go much into this because this is all basically personal preference. I wanted to get mainly get all the important stuff out of the way. And also we have to create a second character too. So this is all based on personal preference. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like bull rings. Okay, those are good. Helmet or nose ring? Nope. Okay. No. I like the bard rings. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Eyes. Oh, you can also do you can do more colors. You can also do heterochromia. So you can have one eye different color, you know, both eyes are different colors. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna go, yeah, we're gonna go this color. Makeup. Yeah, again, this is all personal preference. Dude, he's super goth. I'm super angry. Yeah. Okay. Lips. Can we make Mick Jagger lips? Tint. Okay. Tint level. Okay. Hair. Okay. Now we're gonna get to hair. Now I think the hair is universal for like both sexes, for both genders. Okay. I don't like that. Okay, that's very, you know, 1700s nobility type hair. Nope. 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 Don't want him to be gray. Okay. No, that's more George Washington. Okay, that's more like early 2000s punk rock. Yeah, that that's an emo kid haircut. Hi, I was rejected from the Beatles. Hello, good sir. I'm a monk. I'm a Franciscan monk. That is very U.S. That's like 1800 senator. Like, I'm a senator from the 1800s. Okay. That's Mick Jagger after a hangover. That is like late Rastafarian. And oh my god, Becky! That is so kawaii! Oh my gosh! Yeah. Yeah, that's like housewife hair. No. No. You gotta have great big bushy hair. No, that's what I had before. Okay, that's a pirate. That is a very angry old man with good hair. Also a very old angry man with good hair. Nah. Swing the ponytail. Come on, swing the ponytail. Swing the ponytail. Okay. That looks like girly death metal with a beard. And yes, dwarves do have to have beards. I'm sorry, but they do. Okay. I do not like the pigtails like that. That's stupid. No. No. Definite no. Definite no. No, too short. Cornrows, no. No. Definite no. Definite no. Okay. Definite no. Definite no. Okay. So much hair. So much friggin' hair. No, this is that is definite Legolas hair right there. I don't like it. Like the Ren and Stimpy horse. No, sir, I don't like it. That guy's retired from a death metal band. Again, this is all personal preference. No. I want like super duper long hair. That's Aragorn right there. Okay, I think the best we're gonna go with is either this. Yeah, we're gonna go with this or this. And we gotta change the friggin' hair color. Oh my gosh. It's gotta be more realistic red. Come on, it's gotta be a better red. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. All highlight colors. Okay. No. Okay, that's the best we're gonna have to go with. And then... yeah, okay. I think that's the best we're gonna go with. And then facial hair. Okay. This is important. That just... that... I don't like that purple there. It's just... that is just horrible. Okay. Yeah, something's messed up. Okay. Need a big, huge beard. Yeah, okay. I think we might have to go with this. Okay. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. And this is where we're gonna name our character. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, 20 characters. Just so you all know, 20 characters. Come on. Hair. Yeah, okay. And then... yeah, okay. Ah. His name's gonna be... Papo Tutal. Yeah, that's the name of my original D&D character. Okay. So we get to create another character. That's gonna be a guardian, much less intuitive. But yeah, this is gonna be my character. He's a former soldier, turned paladin because his uncle was part of the church, or one of his uncles was part of the church. The other was part of a smithing guild. And the town was under attack, and he was out fighting a war, so he's a former soldier. And we have Lay on Hands, Divine Sense, and Holy Rebuke. Okay, now we pick our guardian. So yeah, basically the same thing. I am going to do elf. Yeah, basically all the same character stats. You don't get to pick their class or their abilities. You just pick their appearance. She is going to be beautiful. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go with that. Skin color. Let's go with that. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And then she's gonna be... Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Yeah, not much you can tell here. Same thing, but this is your guardian.
Remarkable.
Good luck.
Follow your instincts.
Okay, they only have 2 voices.
Don't be afraid.
Okay, body art. Eyes, we're gonna do freaking gold. Okay. And oh yeah, she's gonna be strong and beautiful. Eyes, let's close in on this. No, too dark, too shadowy. No. No, she looks like a football player with that. That's okay. That is... Yeah, okay, we're gonna go with that. Eyes, yeah. Again, make them gold. Okay, firm. Hair, okay, all the same hairstyles, again. She is going to be... Oh, these are all highlights. Okay. She is going to be blonde as hell. I can't do like super blonde. Okay, yeah. But let's give her better hairstyle. Okay. Now that looks more green. I'm gonna go with, yeah. Okay. No. Gotta make her look good. Okay, she looks like 1950s housewife. That's not good. I want like something good. Tell me something good. She looks like she's battle ready. No. Nah. Okay, we're gonna check down the bottom ones. No. Oh, her hair's way too straight. Looks way too much like Legolas. Okay. Yeah, okay. This was the original character I made. Okay. Yellow 1. Yeah, okay, we'll go yellow 2. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. To confirm, and then yellow 2. Yeah, okay. Alright, like that. Starting to like that. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Nah. Whoa, no. Okay. I kind of dig it. A little bit. Okay. Yeah. I know I have it on medium to low textures. I know it doesn't look good, but yeah. So this is how you do character creation. I wanted to take you through some of the options, and I wanted to take you through some of the abilities, all that stuff. I want people to make good characters, and I want them to make the correct choices. And if you can't, you can respec some of your stats and characteristics later. Every character you can multi-class and do multiple classes, but you won't be able to get the max level of 12. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna edit this video, and we will talk later. Like I said, I will be doing a stream of this game when I can with my cousin. It all depends on her. We'll see. We'll be doing it on twitch.tv/legendman up there in the image there. And yeah. So I will see you later. So if I press venture forth, the game will start, and I don't want to do that yet. So I'm gonna exit out of this, and everyone, y'all have a good day, and we will see you later. Bye bye.